Wow, it looks amazing, Sheps.
It was amazing. Ahead of the first episode, which airs tonight, we're joined by three of the stars of the show, Afton, Tyra and Warren. Welcome, guys.
Hi, thank you.
It's so lovely to see you all after such a long time. How are you feeling, Afton, about the show airing for the first time tonight?
I'm excited to see the show. I don't know what it's going to be like. Obviously, I lived the experience, but I don't know how it will look on the actual screen. But I'm very excited. It was the craziest experience of my whole life, mentally and physically. And I'm excited to share that with everyone and for everyone to see what we did.
Warren, what was the experience like for you? Because you were originally a gladiator back in the day, so you were kind of like, you're pretty good and ready to go with stuff. How was it?
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago. You know, I'm proper
You've not changed. Look at you, by the way. You're not out of
My wife says you've got to get into shape. I say round is a shape. But it's nice, Ben, to see you in such civilised surroundings.
Yes.
Usually it was on the side of a mountain, wasn't it?
Yes.
I didn't know what was coming next. But, yeah, incredible experience.
Was it?
Changed it for the world, yeah.
Because the first day, right from the very first show, it just rains on you and it pours. And it's freezing cold. And I started to watch it and I thought, they're never going to get dry. They're never going to get warm again.
What was that? Do you remember, Tyra, that first day and what that sort of expectation of what the next 2 weeks was going to be like?
Oh, it was hell. It was hell.
It wasn't, my dear.
sorry.
Warren knows.
It's a lot worse than that.
It was really poor. Like, it was just cold, freezing. Like, 1 minute we walk in and you're getting hot and you're getting cold. It was just... And then it rained and I was just fuming. I was in a mood. And I'm very bubbly. Like, I smile a lot. But to see me moody, it's like, nah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Afton, do you think you kind of underestimated the physical aspect of the mountain and exactly what you were got to do?
I definitely underestimated what I was going to be doing. I did not know the extent of what we were actually going to do. We were told it was an adventure, we'd be camping. I thought maybe we'd have beds because I've been camping before and I had a mattress, you know. I think it was glamping. And when I realised we had to actually sleep on the ground and we had terrible weather conditions, we were freezing, it was torrential rain, the conditions were miserable.
Was the all-in-one pink outfit the right choice, do you think?
Look, pink is my favourite colour. That's why I had pink. They told me wear active wear, so that's what I put on.
You did also ask, didn't you, if you could
though.
take your hair straighteners on the mountain?
I did ask if I could bring my hair straighteners because I've been camping before where I had outlets.
You could plug in.
Yeah.
So this was definitely completely not what I was expecting. They did not explain you are going to be going on this treacherous journey in crazy conditions, and it's very physically and mentally demanding to another level.
So, Warren, explain how the game works a little bit too, because there is a gameplay to it as well, isn't there?
I want to know.
Yeah. Just before I explain it, actually, my mum taught me, you know, as you were saying about clothing, she said there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. And to be fair, we had the best togs. We had all the gear. You didn't actually then, did you? I noticed you came in your Gucci jeans.
I did, exactly.
Like you come off a catwalk.
Yeah, but then I left you on the side of the mountain and I went back to the hotel.
True, you had a helicopter that we did that. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, Kat, what was the question?
So, there's lots of gameplay involved in this too. It's not just getting to the top.
No.
How did that affect kind of morale within the camp?
Yeah, that was so hard. That was the hardest bit, you know. This was... I do believe that life's battles are won and lost in the mind, and there was a lot of mind games. That's the bit. And so I think looking back, it was like capitalism at its worst. You know, if you strap £15,000 sterling on someone's back.
Yeah.
And on 14 people's back, say right to the top of the mountain, and whoever gets up there can nick it all off you. This goes back to biblical times, doesn't it? You know, pound sterling is Jesus was sold for silver, and so it's very difficult because you know you're rewarded for being a Judas, and this can happen up there. So it was scary.
And there's £200,000 up for grabs. And Tyra, that first moment, and I show you all the money, and I give you the cash, individual packages of cash. Afton couldn't wait to get her hands on the cash. But that, and as Warren's saying, it was a tangible thing, wasn't it? The prize money was something that was very much playing on all your minds.
Yeah, it was just like... Everyone had a gameplay, I think, and it was like, are we doing it for the money? Are we doing it for ourselves? And, yeah, it was just... I don't know. To be fair, I was thinking about the money, of course, but I was also thinking about my own journey. Like, it was an adventure, it was a journey, it was like... It was me versus me.
What about these challenges as well, though, by the way?
I think I smashed some of them, to be fair. Like, I smashed some of them, like...
Get on everyone's nerves a little bit.
I was just... Yeah, it was good, to be fair. Like, I feel like I kind of kept my comfort zone after that. After the challenges.
After the challenges.
Yeah, it was a little bit emotional, but...
But there's moments along the way, of course, where you're manipulated by the mountain's keeper, Warren.
Oh, yes.
And decisions have to be made that not everybody knows about as well. And that causes ructions.
Yeah. They say that mountains can hear you, and they hear you through their mountain ears. Have you heard that one? Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. But actually, it's the mountain's keeper. You know, you've got this menacing force that's there, and it's just causing problems between all of you, stopping you, creating blocks. And so that was quite dark at times, actually. You know, it sort of brought the worst out in you, and you couldn't fully work out what this dark force was doing. And, of course, you know, when a big black helicopter appears out of nowhere and with it comes trouble, it's always scary, especially if you're having a hard time anyway.
Yeah.
Mind games.
What about when he turned up on the... Like, because sometimes he'd just turn up unexpected as well and have to deliver some terrible news as well.
It was always scary when you would show up, or the mountain's keeper. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, which is worse.
So it wasn't exactly...
Mountain's keeper.
Was Mountain's keeper worse than him?
Yeah, Ben was calming, and it was just like it was good.
Yeah, mountain's keeper was awful, actually.
Yeah.
Terrifying. But I envied you because you'd come and you'd be perfect and clean, pristine clothes, dry. We were wet for a long time.
I got really wet that first base camp, though. I think we've got some footage of sitting around, because that was the end of the first day when we're sort of trying to explain what's going to happen. And it was so torrential rain. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. You were sodden. I saw it a few times. But
I was not dressed appropriately.
You got a shower when you got home.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a nice warm meal.
But that was one of the tough things. You know, once we got wet, once the weather closed in on us, you just couldn't recover from that.
No.
So I remember trying to dry my boots on a fire, and they shrank. And then the sole fell off them. And then it's like, what do? You're on a mountain, thousands of miles from anywhere, and then you're stuck. And so your feet are going numb. They feel like they're going to fall off.
Yeah.
You're freezing cold anyway. And, you know, it starts to break your will. You're away from your family. You're not getting sleep. You're not getting fed properly. All of these things start to break you down. But I do believe that this is where we grow, when you challenge yourself. You know, if you want to grow as a person, you've got to go face these things, come out of your comfort zone, as you say.
It was so far out of my comfort zone. I remember waking up freezing, shaking violently from the cold. And on one hand, we had gear, but at the same time, not really enough, because I was literally violently shaking when I woke up one time, I remember.
Did your mum... Because obviously we know... These guys didn't know. They didn't know Warren was a former gladiator. None of you knew that till eventually, as you're going up the mountain. No one knew who your mum was either. But, of course, we've seen your mum star in a notorious camping jungle show. Did she offer you any advice, Afton, as to how to cope in that sort of environment?
Yeah, so I actually went into this without a gameplay. I didn't know what was involved in this show with strategy. And so I went in just wanting to be myself, and I didn't want to tell people about my mum. But she did give me advice from her experience, and I'm a celebrity. And her advice was, keep your dishes to yourself, because we're kind of obsessed with hygiene in my family and we don't like sharing saliva, so we kept our dishes. She told me to keep my dishes to myself and don't mix them in with other people's dishes when washing.
Right.
So I actually did do that. I don't know if people noticed that, but I did do that.
That's quite hard though, Tyra, isn't it? When you're on the side of the mountain, you just got to muck in.
Oi, it's hard. You just got to... Whatever happens. You've got no time to think, time to prepare, plan. I can't do that.
I did my own dishes. I washed all my own dishes.
I wish I was a bit more prepared like you on that front, because I remember using Docker's cup by mistake, and I know, you know, there's no toilets up there. And I remember a few times you had to resort to his cup in his sleeping bag. It's not a mistake you want to make again, is it?
After finding that, how could you use his cup after that?
I don't want to remember. I've got PTSD of that.
That is...
It's been quite a journey for you, though, Ron. We've shown some pictures of you as Ace, Gladiators, and now clearly people will see you're an ordained minister. That's quite a journey you've been on, regardless of trying to get to the summit and coming and taking on the show.
Yeah. My life has been an incredible adventure, actually. You know, I never believed for 1 minute I'd be an all-day minister. I never believed I'd be sat on this sofa talking to you, going on this incredible show, climbing mountains. I like to say to people, in the last 10 years since coming to faith, I've lived more in this 10 years than any time previously. And the summit really has been the icing on the cake for me. It's been an incredible, profound experience, Ben.
Fantastic stuff. I'm so excited for all of you because you haven't seen any of it yet, have you?
None of it.
No.
You haven't seen a single...
We've not seen nothing.
Just
at
the trailers that
all.
have popped up on
Yeah.
telly.
No more than us.
You're in for a treat.
Oh, yes, you are. Grab some popcorn, sit on your couch, enjoy.
Yeah, you've seen it, haven't
Oh,
you?
it's
And
so good.
She's fully in.
Yeah, I am.
Thank you for being so incredible on the mountain and coming in and seeing us
Amazing.
today. I can't wait to see you all after you've seen some of it as well, because it is an incredible adventure. It just continues. The summit starts tonight at 9 o'clock on ITV1, ITVX, and then episode 2 is tomorrow night as well, because honestly, you are going to be gripped, because it's a cliffhanger.
It is, literally, almost.
Yeah.
After the break...